Hi, I'm Courtney Turek, and thank you so much for being here today. I'm super excited to introduce you to Annie Greanias, who's going to talk to us about approaching the unapproachable. So, before we go any further, Annie, how about you introduce yourself?
Well, hello, and thanks, Courtney, for having me be a part of this today. I'm Annie Greanias. I reside in Los Angeles with my husband, Steve, and my two little boys, Christopher and Nico. We are a Greek family, so lots of fun.
Do you cook a lot of Greek food? Because I'm a huge fan.
I eat a lot of Greek food, but I'm not the best at making things like his mom and grandmothers, the yayas.
But I hear
But
you're good at pecan pie.
oh yeah, so I'm from the South, and I married into the Greek community. So I do things like biscuits and pecan pie.
I'll take it.
Yeah, but I've been in the medical device space, goodness, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 15 years. It feels like a lifetime.
No one's counting. It's
Um,
okay.
exactly. They can look it up if they need to know. Um, but it's been such a rewarding industry to be a part of. I'm such a patient advocate, and I think you know that. I speak a lot about that, and I think I attribute much of the success that I've had on my journey in this industry to the fact that I've always kept the patient in front of mind because I'm a patient. My family members are patients, our community members, and so it's just been a very rewarding experience, and I've committed so much of my life to being in this space. And I've met so many amazing people along the way, including you. And so that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. Well, I feel very fortunate that our paths have crossed. I know we worked with each other for a short period, but really didn't know each other during that time. It was
Right.
afterwards through LinkedIn, and just the power of using that social media platform is huge because you have taught me a lot along the way with our conversation. So thank you. And as I said, I'm super excited to hear your thoughts on approaching the unapproachable.
Hmm. Well, I'll just dive into that.
Please.
I think one of your taglines is be bold, right? And I
Yes.
think that it really starts with that. It starts with such a courage to be bold and to confront whatever situation is arising, right? So whatever the unapproachable is, and I don't know if you have a specific. Do you have a specific situation in mind that you want me to provide some context around, or just how I approach difficult situations?
Just how you approach difficult situations, as in, like, there's this person, it could be a physician, it could be a OR director, administrator, where you cannot seem to approach them. Like
Mhm.
they come across unapproachable, and it's like, okay, well, how are you going to tackle that?
That's okay, great. So I think it starts with a couple things, right? It starts with the mindset that you're going to be bold, right?
Yes.
I am a person, they are a person. And while their title may be a little bit intimidating, or the situation or the information that you're having to present, even being a little bit intimidating, I think when you present yourself authentically and you lean into just who you are and you just naturally want to empathize and truly get to know the individual and what motivates them and what value you're going to be able to bring, you have to be prepared, right?
Of
So getting your
course.
mind right, getting your discussion points right, getting the questions formulated that you want to ask, what is it that you want to know, and the why behind that, and being very clear about what it is that you're wanting to talk about and why it is that you're wanting to take the time to engage in a meaningful discussion with them. And I think when you start to show like natural curiosity and you
Yeah.
start to build relationships with the people that are in support roles around those individuals to get introductions to those people, then you start to show that you carry equal business stature to them. and that you're being introduced to them to have a meaningful, engaging type discussion, and other people have advocated for you along the way in order to do that. So sometimes it's a team effort to actually approach the unapproachable.
For
Um,
sure.
and so I think it starts a lot with just really true preparation and no specific end date in mind. But when you're actually engaged and in front of the individual, just be you, because it will come across if you're not, and you'll lose interest very quickly.
You said so many key things there, Annie. And what I took away is be bold, be authentic, come prepared, be curious, and just again, just be yourself,
Mhm.
because that is the way to just have a real conversation with anyone.
It is. And you're not a CEO of a hospital, right? And
What?
you're
I think I am.
to be Courtney. You have to show vulnerability. They're not sitting down with you with the expectation that you know the intricacies of what it is that they do. They know your title, they know who you are, they know that there's a why behind why you want to be there, and it's typically because they want your business. So if
Yeah.
you have a very empathetic conversation to a specific area of business that you know that you're going to be able to impact, or something that really matters to them because of the discussions that you've had leading up to it, it's going to make that conversation that much more simplified, and just get to the point.
I mean, again, you bring up something really important. They know why you're there. They know you're a sales rep. So you've got to ask the hard question. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah, I actually thought about this the other day because I remember always introducing myself as a rep, and I thought, when am I gonna elevate myself past the title so that they see me as somebody with equal stature, right? They see me as a thought partner, or a true business, collaborative individual that really cares about the impact that's being made in their, hospital or their health system, or their business, whatever your call point is. And I think you have, as the individual, have to be confident in the role that you're in and take the
Yes.
title out. It's not about the title, and it's not about your rank and where you are. I've had to approach, CEOs and CFOs of organizations and have really tough dialogue with them around the things that we uncovered, in their business.
Hmm.
And despite if they want to hear it or how it's going to be received, that preparedness and that authentic approach, they're going to know that there's purpose behind what you're presenting. And so
Right.
you can't control their response to it. You can control everything leading up to that moment of them receiving it.
Right. For sure. And I like how visualize yourself beyond being a sales rep for that individual.
Mhm.
And something I always have enjoyed doing is really visualizing myself in the moment before I actually go into the meeting, whether
Right.
it's in front of the mirror or even driving in my car. I'm sure lots of people think I'm crazy talking to myself, but that works for me. But we need to elevate ourselves up and make sure to bring that confidence into the
Absolutely.
conversation.
Yeah.
Well, those are amazing pointers. So thank you for helping us approach the unapproachable. But now I want to know what's made you successful as a woman in the sales industry.
Well, I did mention earlier that I've always, felt a high degree of sensitivity around the patient, right? And so
Yes.
I think leading with that in my heart has been what's attributed to the success. But I think there's two other ways, right? So one is, I think I think any individual can encompass this, but I think women are so gifted with the gift of empathy and the
Yeah.
ability and just the desire to connect in that way. And so I think showing that vulnerability and that empathy with an individual when you're truly engaged in a conversation, we're conversationalists as women. It's just what we do. And then a lot of great men that are conversationalists too. And so I think when you're showing that empathy, that helps contribute to the success. And also that it's never been about me. And I'm not talking about just the patient. It has been about every individual that has helped me get to where I am. It is about the support teammates that I have. It's my peers, it's my leaders. It's so many individuals that attribute to my success. I can't, I remember being awarded Rep of the Year one year and it being the most lonely, siloed moment I ever had. Just standing on this stage and getting this honorable award. And it felt, I'm not saying this to say I felt unworthy. I knew I deserved it. I worked for it. And that was a goal of mine to get that. But I didn't have that team of people with me to receive it that helped me get there. All the individuals on the back end that helped me get my proposals ready, the doctors that were willing to engage with me, the staff that put the product on the shelf, my teammates that said, keep going, my husband that was like, you got this, and just every single individual in my life that led up to that moment. And so I think when you surround yourself with a tribe of people that help get you to where it is you want to be, that's what attributes to the success. Is you've got a support system that advocates for you, that holds you accountable to what you've committed to. And that is what I would say has been my number one contribution to success.
I love that you said, find your tribe. Essentially, we all need a tribe. And then make sure we lean into that empathy. Don't hide it. There is something special and unique to that. Yeah. So don't be afraid to let that shine.
Right.
Great advice. And okay, before we end, what are any pearls of wisdom you have for everyone?
Pearls of wisdom.
So many.
There are so many. And, in the South, we have. When you're approaching the unapproachable, I always say this, and I know some people who might watch this may laugh pretty hard, but I heard this a long time ago when I was first getting started in sales. It's that the bus comes around every 15 minutes. And it's true. If you're sitting at a bus stop, you're going to catch a bus. If you're going to approach the unapproachable, and it's a swing and a miss, you're getting a second shot because you're going to stay prepared, you're going to stay focused, and you're going to position yourself, and you deserve to have a second chance, and you're going to position yourself as such, and you're going to represent yourself that way. So I would say, remember that when you get your second chance, just be ready.
That's awesome. Be ready. Be ready at the bus stop. That's awesome advice, Annie. And I can't thank you enough for joining us today and being our first guest speaker for various sales topics with successful women in the industry. So again, thank you for your time. I know you're extremely busy, but I am so honored to have you here today.
Courtney, thanks so much. I'm humbled and honored to be a part of this. I am just such a fan of your mission and what you're doing. And I am just so excited to hear about all the successful things that arise for you, as well as all the lives that you touch. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, Annie, thank you so much. That means more than you know. Well, have an awesome evening and we'll chat soon.
All right. Sounds great.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, let's stop. That was great. Hold on. Stop recording.
Okay.
Did it say stop on your end?
No.
Okay. It's still recording.